Welcome back to AI Podcast. Ready to plunge into another really fascinating corner of artificial intelligence with you today.
And I'm here too. Yeah, today we're diving deep into something that's, well, it feels truly revolutionary. Multimodal and generative AI.
Exactly. We're moving past AI that just deals with text or just images.
Wise. Forget those separate silos. We're talking about AI that can, see, hear, read, and even create using all those senses kind of all at once.
It's pretty mind-blowing. So our mission today for all of you listening is to unpack some of the latest, most exciting advancements here and really explore the impact they could have across different industries.
And we got some great examples lined up. We'll be looking at Mistral Medium 3, which is very impressive. Then the super realistic HeyGen Avatar 3, and also some really interesting open source AI video tools from Lightricks.
Okay, let's get right to it then. For anyone maybe not totally up to speed, what exactly is multimodal AI? What does that mean for us?
Okay, think of it like this. Traditional AI is maybe like a chef who only knows how to bake cakes, right?
Yeah.
Specialized.
Uh-huh.
Multimodal AI is more like a chef who can orchestrate a whole multi-course meal. They understand how the flavors, the textures, the presentation, how it all fits together.
Okay, I like that analogy.
So it's about integrating multiple modalities, that's the key words, things like text, images, audio, video, putting them all into a single AI system.
So it's not treating them separately anymore.
Exactly. The AI understands how they're connected, the relationships between them.
So it's moving beyond AI that just processes one type of information to something that understands the world a bit more like we do, taking everything in.
Precisely. Yeah, that simultaneous understanding allows for much richer, more intuitive interactions. It helps break down communication barriers because the
Yeah.
AI gets the full context.
Right, whether you describe it or show it a picture or play a sound.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's behind this recent explosion in multimodal? It feels like we're hearing about breakthroughs constantly.
You're not wrong. The pace is incredible. A lot of it comes down to advances in these huge transformer models.
Yeah.
The same tech behind things like ChatGPT for text.
Okay.
Think of them as AI that can really pay attention to whole context, not just little bits. And when you combine that with generative AI frameworks, the ones that can actually create new stuff, you unlock this amazing potential.
So it's understanding and creating across different formats.
That's the key. Models like OpenAI's GPT series, Google's Gemini, they really laid the groundwork with text generation. Now, combining modalities just opens up so much more.
Right, let's dive into our first example then, Mistral Medium 3. What makes this one stand out for you in the multimodal space?
Well, what's really fascinating about Mistral Medium 3 is how it weaves together very sophisticated text generation with a real grasp of visual context. It can even synthesize images based on that combined understanding.
So you could give it a complex prompt, mixing words and maybe visual ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And it generates a coherent output that actually spans both text and imagery. It feels like a genuine leap forward towards AI that communicates and creates in a much more integrated way, more, human-like.
That sounds incredibly powerful. Can you maybe give us a concrete example, something that might surprise us?
Okay, think about visual storytelling or even interactive simulations. For instance, enhancing narrative-driven games.
How so?
Well, imagine a game developer, instead of writing a long description of a scene or character, then briefing an artist separately. They could give Mistral Medium 3 a textual description, maybe even a rough sketch, and the AI could generate visual concepts that fit the game's world and style.
Ah, okay, speeding things up massively.
Totally. Or think about customer service. A business could use it to generate personalized responses that integrate both text explanations and relevant images or diagrams, making things much clearer for the customer.
Wow, yeah, I can see that. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Hey Jen, Avatar the Fourth. This sounds like it's all about bringing digital characters' avatars to life.
Absolutely. HeyGen Avatar IV is, I think, a really significant jump in AI-generated video avatars. They look incredibly realistic.
How does it work? What's the tech?
It combines natural language processing, so the avatar understands speech with really advanced machine learning for the facial animations. And the key is the real-time audio synchronization.
So we're not talking about stiff robotic mannequins anymore. These avatars can actually show
No
emotion.
nuance.
Exactly. The realism is quite something. The lip movements, the facial expressions matching the audio, it's very convincing.
Okay, so what are the implications? Where does this get used?
Well, customer service is a big one. Imagine replacing static text chatbots with dynamic avatars that can react with appropriate expressions, vocal tones. It creates a much more engaging, maybe even empathetic interaction.
Yeah, that human-like touch could make a huge difference. What other areas might this impact?
Oh, definitely entertainment. Think virtual performances, digital influencers who seem genuinely present and interactive.
Like really blurring the lines between real and virtual performers?
Hmm.
Potentially, yeah. And education platforms, virtual assistants. Anywhere that a more natural, human-like interaction could improve the experience. It creates a stronger sense of connection.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, third example, Lightricks and their open source AI video tools. How do they fit into this multimodal picture?
Lightricks is taking a really interesting, different approach. They're focusing on democratizing these powerful tools by making them open source.
Open source, meaning free for anyone to use and build upon.
Essentially, yes. It puts advanced AI video editing capabilities into the hands of creators, businesses, even enthusiasts, without needing huge budgets or deep technical expertise.
So what kind of power are we talking about? What can these tools do?
They harness multimodal AI pretty effectively. You can combine visual content, text prompts, audio cues. For example, think automatic video editing based on AI analysis, or generating visual effects in real time just by describing them.
Just describe the effect you want.
Wow. Yeah, it allows for really sophisticated visual storytelling much more easily. And the open source nature is key. It encourages the whole community to jump in, innovate, add more features. It grows faster.
That really could level the playing field for video creation, couldn't it?
Absolutely. It massively lowers the barrier to entry for high-quality video. Think of content creators saving huge amounts of time and money.
Or small businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Businesses can leverage these tools for marketing, for personalized video messages, automated content generation. It could really enhance their digital presence without breaking the bank.
It's definitely clear these innovations, Mistral, HeyGen, Lightricks, are sparking a lot of excitement. How are they fundamentally changing things?
I think multimodal AI is basically teaching machines to understand and interact with the world and with us in a much richer, more nuanced way. Yeah.
Making interactions more intuitive,
Yeah.
more engaging.
In entertainment, you get possibilities for deeply personalized, interactive content, immersive virtual experiences, maybe even interactive movies down the line.
And customer service.
It becomes more natural, more empathetic, hopefully more efficient. Multimodal assistants could even potentially recognize user emotions from voice and visuals, tailoring responses better, improving satisfaction.
And for the creative side.
It's about empowerment, simplifying complex creation processes, democratizing access to sophisticated tools. It allows a much broader range of people to create high-quality multimedia content. It fosters innovation.
Okay, it all sounds incredibly promising, almost utopian. But surely there are challenges, downsides.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely need to talk about the challenges. Multimodal AI brings significant hurdles, especially around data privacy, intellectual property, and ethical usage.
Right. Let's start with data privacy. Handling sensitive visual and audio data must be tricky.
It is. You need incredibly stringent safeguards. Think about facial recognition data, voice recordings. Where does it go? How is it secured? We need strong ethical frameworks and strict adherence to privacy regulations, which are still evolving.
And intellectual property. If AI is generating images, videos, music, who owns it?
That's a huge question. It really blurs the lines of ownership and originality.
Yeah.
Is the AI the creator, the user who prompted it, the company that built the AI? It's creating some serious legal complexities, and we desperately need clearer guidelines.
And then there's the ethical usage piece. Realistic outputs sound great, but deepfakes.
Exactly. That's probably the most prominent risk people think of. The ability to create hyper-realistic fake videos or audio is, frankly, dangerous if misused.
So how do we combat that?
Transparency is paramount. We need clear standards, ways to identify AI-generated content, and robust mechanisms to mitigate misuse. Building and maintaining public trust here is absolutely crucial.
So looking ahead then, what's the future trajectory? Where is multimodal AI heading?
Well, the trend is definitely towards even more sophisticated, more seamless, more human-like interactions. Continuous improvement.
What are the big research areas?
Things like enhancing model interpretability, understanding why the AI makes certain decisions, reducing biases, which is a huge issue across all AI, and improving data efficiency so these models don't need quite so much data to learn.
And key trends we should watch out for.
I think enhanced interoperability is one. Getting different modalities to work together even more seamlessly, especially for things like VR and AR experiences. Imagine an AI that truly understands your physical environment and your spoken commands and your gestures all at once.
That sounds immersive.
Very. Also, personalization and context awareness will get deeper. AI understanding user preferences and context across different applications, healthcare, education, marketing, entertainment. to provide highly tailored experiences.
And hopefully a continued focus on the ethics.
It has to be. Ethical and responsible AI development is non-negotiable. We need those robust ethical frameworks, transparency standards, and real collaboration between researchers, developers, policymakers, and the public to ensure responsible deployment and governance.
This has been a really insightful look at the cutting edge, thanks. We've covered some truly impressive stuff. Mistral Medium 3, HeyGen Avatar the 4, Lightricks tools. It's clear this tech is moving incredibly fast.
Indeed. These kinds of innovations are really pushing the boundaries of interactivity, realism, user engagement. How we interact with technology and, create digital content is definitely changing.
Okay, and that brings us towards the end of our deep dive for today. Do join us again next Friday, right here on AI Podcast, for another exploration into the world of artificial intelligence.
See them.